Georgia's Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, the man who is in charge of elections in Georgia, came out and said that Lindsey Graham asked him if he had the power to toss all mail in ballots in counties that had higher rates of non matching signatures. Lindsey Graham is the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, and he has asked the Secretary of State to find a way to toss out ballots. Lindsey has no standing to continue as the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, and he has to go. As you would expect when reporters asked Lindsey Graham about his discussion with the Georgia Secretary of State, this is what he said. If he feels threatened by that conversation, he's got a problem. I actually thought it was a good conversation. Few years ago, Senator Al Franken's feet was held to the fire as sexual misconduct allegations emerged. He resigned as 7 senators asked him to quit his position. We cannot have a separate set of standards for one party and a completely opposite set for another party. What Lindsey Graham has done is abominable. The chairman of the Judiciary Committee has called a person in charge of elections in Georgia to figure out a way to subvert the process. The senators who pushed Al Franken to resign must do the same now and get Lindsey Graham to resign. Graham says it was just a conversation, but the truth is, on the same day Lindsey Graham made that call, a lawsuit was filed in Georgia that sought to block the certification of Georgia's election until all the ballot envelopes are verified, which is exactly what Lindsey Graham spoke about with the Georgia Secretary of State. The Trump campaign has also challenged the way county election officials check signatures and give voters a chance to fix the ballots if there was an error. And this process is generally known as curing. I may also note here that the Trump campaign has filed an exactly similar lawsuit in Pennsylvania challenging the curing process. And here is my little message to the Trump campaign. Hey, there has been a ton of votes that were cured in North Carolina where voters were allowed to fix errors in their ballot. I think you guys should also challenge the results in North Carolina, invalidate some of those votes that were cured, and see if the results in North Carolina can be overturned. It is clear that the Trump campaign has now dropped the fraud theory and has moved on to block the certification by pushing for signatures to be verified until the point that enough votes can be tossed out for Trump to win. Will these efforts succeed? I don't think so. It is another Hail Mary pass that continues to embarrass people who are supporting Trump's effort to either overturn the result or use that argument as a tool to stop the certification of the election. Biden now has a lead of more than 13,000 votes in Georgia, and the hand recount that is underway in Georgia is not going to change that. The process to recount every vote in Georgia's 159 counties began last Friday, and it is expected to be completed by Wednesday midnight. As of Monday evening, 4.3 million ballots have already been recounted, and less than 700,000 votes, I believe, are yet to be counted. At its best, recounts in the last 20 years have moved votes in the order of a couple of hundred. The hand recount, which is more of an audit, will only validate the perfectly valid results in Georgia. It will certainly adjust the number of votes, but that will be in the margins, few votes here and few votes there. It will not be enough to change Biden's lead of more than 10,000 votes. Even Trump knows this. He tweeted a few days ago, the hand recount taking place in Georgia is a waste of time because they are not showing the matching signatures. Notice the signature matching request in his tweet. It is the exact thing that Mr. Lindsey Graham wanted to know if Brad Raffensperger will play along with them and toss out the mail-in ballots from entire counties if needed. It's the signature verification process that they are now after in Georgia and in Pennsylvania. The Trump campaign has changed its tactics, but it is still not clear if it is going to get them any further. If their own party man shows the spine to stand up and tells them he will only follow the principle, has the courage to talk to CNN and bear everything that's going on in the open, what will be Trump's chances in states like Wisconsin and Michigan? I will give the Trump campaign zero chance of victory to move things in Pennsylvania and Arizona, where the Secretary of the State are two smart women, Kathy Bukwa and Katie Hobbs. In Wisconsin, the National Election Commission is led by another woman, Megan Wolf, and she has already shot down the fraud claims. Thanks to the size of Trump's defeat in Michigan and Nevada, the Trump campaign does not have an opening to contest the elections in these two states. The Trump campaign's plan to break the election has now run into a wall of women in Wisconsin, Arizona, and Pennsylvania, while Brad Raffensperger has shown that GOP still has people who will stand up for the country when needed and people who think integrity still matters. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, please subscribe.